for race number 2 of the weekend and round 10 of this year's Spin Energy Stadium Super Trucks in front of a big crowd here, Sean Serby. They are really packed in to watch this amazing category for the first time here in Perth.
Well, you know, what a great welcome SST has had here in Perth. And, you know, we've been throughout Australia for a long time now, but to come here for the first time and see the people up against the fences and the amount of people and the positivity that we have been shown in the paddock area is just second to none. You know, the drivers are getting so much love and the mechanics and everyone, and so we're really excited to be here. And so as we were talking earlier, you know, Matty Brabham, he's a busy guy today, driving supercar and here in Stadium Super Trucks as well with his DeVillips new ride. That is his new sponsor for this season in 2017, along with Hawk Brakes and things, and it's a Carlisle company, so great stuff for him. Bad luck yesterday, a little bit of a couple issues there with the last moto, but for this one, I think he's ready to rock and roll here.
So we had a practice/qualifying session this morning where 5 points were awarded to the quickest of the split sessions, but it adds to your overall point system for the weekend. Gavin Harlan will start on the front row with Bo Robinson for this one. So the more points you have, the more successful you are, you start towards the back.
That's right. The better you do, the more you get punished. So we're going all the way back, starting with Harlan having some problems with his truck earlier on. He's starting near the front, so is Bo as well. Robinson all the way back with currently leading the points for this weekend's points right now, all the way back to Paul the Dude Morris, sitting in what is the 11th spot, no longer the 12th spot, with one competitor being out. That is Jake Kostecki. He is out for the rest of the weekend here, at least as of right now, I should say, with a wild wreck in Moto 1. So that being said, he is out for now, and we are a 11-truck field.
But his other debutant, Bo Robinson, this is earlier, Robbie Gordon, don't adjust your screens. This is what he does normally if you haven't seen Stadium Super Trucks before. And we've got this incredible angle on the jump, which we'll see during this race. It's had some massive hits, literally, not just here, but online overnight too. Can't wait to see the pictures coming out for race number 2. 12 laps, 2 competition cautions. We don't do a full lap of competition caution now. We bring them up to the top of the hill at turn 5, and basically the last third of the lap is to stack the field up, we go green again.
Well, that way it saves time. It's a time limit. You know, we're a total of 12 laps, including the 2 comps, or 20 minutes. So they are ready to go. Race control is talking to them right now. We're only a few seconds out for going green. This is when the butterflies get fired up, the jitters get going. They're off and running. The green flag is flying.
So Bo Robinson on the outside, but it's the Arizona man, Gavin Harlan, who will lead us down to turn number 1. There is Travis Milburn, best on ground yesterday in race number 1, and the Jeff Huffman True Fuel entry, the 50-1 entry as we come through turn number 1, and they're all behaving themselves on the first lap. This is where the scene of the crime was in race number 1 yesterday.
Well, I mean, that was a wild ride yesterday. For them to get through that safely today, that's very, very important. I think that maybe shook up everyone. Luckily, Jake is okay and things. The truck maybe not so much. It's about 6 inches shorter than it used to be. But they know, hey, we got to be calm. We got to get through here nice and easy. See a little contact. Richardson gets to the inside of Dtis, hits Dtis a little bit. The 45 of Dtis gives it back to him. He gets the short of the stick and goes to reverse.
That's one of the short drivers, perhaps, in this one.
Absolutely. He's the only guy that still has the yellow pages in his toolbox. He can sit up on the seat there. And still out in front right now, Gavin Harlan. Now, keep in mind, Harlan having a little bit of trouble in Moto 1, so puts him on the pole here for Moto 2. He's a guy that's been on the podium now in Super Trucks. He's new to it, but he's showing real talent real early in the season. He's out front. That means trouble for everyone else.
What a shot. The noise as they hit the ramps, incredible. Greg Gardner thinks he's back in the off-road championship, taking to the grass on the main straight and tries a desperate move down the inside, and the 2 South Aussies get together.
Oh, Gardner does his best fake practice there through the grass, almost takes out the side, dives back into the track, takes Dtis with him. Maybe not the best decision for Gardner, but at those speeds, things are happening fast. It's hard to determine what to do in that situation, and luckily, no one got injured there, but he did collect Dtis. Good news for all of them. We will have a mandatory comp caution not too far off as the camera zooms in there on Milburn, Brabham, and Creed, 3 of our faster competitors in the field right now. And here's the replay. Look at the roost, the sand, the dirt, everything flying. They're on board with the dude.
And again, he's had to take evasive action for trucks in front of him for the 2nd day in a row, about 100 feet back from where it was yesterday. Gardner was never going to pull that truck up in time, but hey, he tried his best.
Yeah, you know, Smiley, he does what he can out there. He's a great driver, and in the first lap, you're so bunched up, you're 4 wide right there. You run out of real estate, something has to happen. As we're on board right now with the Speed Energy Toyo tire, number 7, Robbie Gordon. Gordon gets to the inside of Hines, the row pod. New sponsor for the number 57, Bill the Thrill Hines. Bill moves back one position. Robbie Gordon's able to get by him cleanly. Good clean pass. Harlan out in front. Still looking really good. We are Harlan, Robinson, Gordon, Hines earlier on as the last pass through there.
Look at Richardson. Woo. Out having a day here today, isn't he?
He is nice and easy on the wheel. Little jerky in that section right there. Robbie Gordon gets to the inside. I don't blame him. Look in the rearview mirror and see that bright orange truck and shake you up a little bit. As Ironhead moves one stop back, but still right in the mix, running well. Keep in mind, he came off a podium finish in Surfers Paradise in our last rounds of race in 2016. So Sean Richardson shows, hey, I also have the ability to do well out here. Just got to calm down, mellow, breathe, and think about what you're doing. As the dude does that right now, he tries to get to the inside of Travis Milburn, gives Travis a little love tap, say, hey, I followed you yesterday. Wasn't happy with it. He said Milburn was blocking. Milburn says he wasn't. USAC reviewed it and said, hey, I don't really see a problem there. So the dude says, you know what? I'm not going to wait around. I'm going to move you out of the way.
Just handle things my own way. Into turn number one, and that was Gordon giving the elbows to Bo Robinson, more known for his exploits in off-road racing. He and his brother Travis, quite successful in trophy truck racing, having his first stint in the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. As here comes Matt Brabham. Truck number 83 looking for a slice down the inside of Sean Richardson. I'll tell you what, he's hanging tough in there.
He is. Richardson running well. Brabham leaning on him a little bit, but not moving away. They're playing nice. Gets off a little bit, tries to dive the inside. Problem is, now he's got Sheldon Creed right behind him. And this is the mandatory comp caution. Very abrupt. We haven't quite seen it like that, but definitely our leaders have good, are hearing well from race control, because he said, Jason Smith, USAC says, all right, guys, let's back it down right now. And Harlan on the binders real quick. And as they pack it up, now this will be a single file rolling restart. This is the first of two mandatory competition cautions. The only reason for this is to pack the group back up again, keep the racing honest and tight. We want to keep it nice, fun, entertaining level. So it's 3 laps. We are now on lap 4. This is the comp caution. We're about to take a rolling green flag for 3 more laps. We'll have the second final comp caution with a 4-lap drag to the checkered. As they are up and going again, the flag flies. The green rag is on the ground, and they are off and going. Harlan out front in his royal purple truck, looking comfortable. Right behind him, it is Robbie Gordon. Bo Robinson, Richardson, he keeps it in P4. The DeVilbiss, number 83 of Matty Brabham, he's starting to make some moves. Right behind him, Sheldon Creed in the number 1.
They may be in different colors as Creed lands on 2 wheels on the wrong side of the ramp there, coming through turn number 1. They climb to the top and into turn number 5. So just like we saw in 2016, albeit in different colors.
Absolutely. Now, and don't forget here, this is a different type of course that Stadium Super Trucks have ever been on. A lot of city street courses and things, but this type of course is different, and it's tight, not crazy fast, not a lot of passing. So that allows some of the drivers with a little bit less seat time to be able to be right in the mix. You know, so you see Richardson, you know, he's got the speed. We see Bo out there, Bo Robinson. You know, he was struggling a little bit. Bo holds it together there. He throws the rear end off into the pucker weeds. Bo Robinson hanging on right there. So passing's not easy right now, so it takes a little at a time as Richardson and Sheldon Creed side by side off those Toyo Tire ramps. All trucks getting through there nice and clean. Robertson looks like, it is Gardner. He is shedding some skin like a rattlesnake right now as the body panels are flying off that truck.
There's going to be nothing left of the R&J Batteries entrance, scattered down the back straight. This is a great battle intensifying, though, between Creed, Brabham, Richardson. We go back to Morris, Robinson, and then Gardner cooling down the engine. Amazing horsepower. Oh, someone's going around in the background there. Or did they? He has, and it's Dtis this time.
Dtis, we hadn't seen much from Dtis since the opening lap. Now we see him upside down. That doesn't look too torn up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 tires and wheels on there. That's a great start. So we'll see now. Dtis up on the lid. We'll have to curious to see what happened there. Weren't able to catch the action in the original shot.
We could hear the Toyo Tires screaming for mercy going into turn number 5. And for the second time this year, Dtis is on his lid, although this time on softer grass. Now, this is the dude, and Richardson. Oh. Let's have a listen here.
Paul Morris and Richardson having a bit of an argument there and letting the side panels of the truck do the talking, as looked like Richardson was trying to get in on him. And dude moves over and says, absolutely not. There is Chris Menge, the brother of Matt Menge, Hot Wheels Castrol Edge. SST driver. He is out for this year due to some continued surgeries he's had due to an accident last year, but doing well. Christian Minge is part of the rollover team. Looks like we may need to put an ad out and get a few more members on that team for tomorrow's race.
It's almost like Dtis getting seasick in there from the rocking going on. So here's how it happened. We heard in the background as we changed the shots, he lost it on his own, did he? Maybe. There was trucks behind him. It was Robinson behind, and then just like that, tripped him over.
Yeah, just a little one. I think the worst thing was it looks like the roof had pulled a fair amount of sand into the cab there. So no day at the beach, but yet sand in his fire suit as he's upside down. You see him going around waving to the crowd, letting everyone know Club Clipsal. Let's let everyone see the sponsors. Shannon's right there. And
everybody's covered.
Takes the 45. Milwaukee is also involved. Everyone gets their due shake here, and he's like, thank you, good night.
See, now Craig will be thinking, who do I get to sponsor underneath?
Yeah, well, I'm surprised. We talked about after Craig's rollover in Calypso that he was going to put a sticker underneath that said, hi, Mom. But
this side up, perhaps.
Do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One of the two. Here's the replay. So this might be more the story why Richardson and the dude. Okay, so the dude pushing his way through. Richardson was having none of it. And what happens here into turn number 6? The comp caution will be coming out. This is after the comp caution, of course.
But hard to say there. Caution just comes out right there. Now that's going to be a call from race control from Jason Smith with USAC and race control working with the CAMS team up there. Now it's a matter of, and he says, hey. Oh, and I think the dude told Richardson that he's number one.
I'm one spot ahead of you.
Yeah. He bumped him, and he kindly with his hand put over and said, hey, you're number one in my book. Yeah. As they're talking sign language back and forth there. So it's going to be a USAC call there as far as what happened. Now, technically speaking, we are going into the comp caution right in that turn into the cutoff. Now, who was where first, I don't know. I do know that I can guarantee you that we've been watching the cars that are trying to get around Richardson and struggling. And not because Richardson's really doing anything wrong. It's a hard track to pass, and the guy's got some speed. Now, you know when you're talking to these drivers, not these drivers, but any driver, if they can't get around somebody right away, it's their fault. That guy's blocking me. This guy won't let me by. It's never your fault. It's always somebody else's fault.
When the talent bank runs out,
And I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it before. There's been guys in my race years where I couldn't get around, and it was always their fault. Exactly. But now I think back, I'm a little older, I'm a little more mature. It's my fault. I get it. I know that.
So 30 years later, you finally sinks in.
So it's going to be curious to see what happens there, whether they leave the dude. It looks like they're going to leave the dude right in that spot. As we are off and running, green flag is out. This is your last and final green flag for today in Moto 2 of 3. Here we are at the Perth Super Sprint. 4 laps left to go.
So into turn 1, Gordon hustling the 17-year-old from Arizona. It's his debut year in the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. But think of the names behind him: Gordon, Creed, Brabham, and Morris. The kid's got an institution on his hands.
That's a lot of pressure. And a few years ago in Long Beach, Harlan was leading the race, and he ended up making a mistake, got nervous, and spun out with like the last and final lap to go. He came back with 2 third places a few weeks ago in Long Beach, so he has showed some maturity. He's able to calm down and run that truck. He certainly has a lot of ability as a driver and a competitor, not just in super trucks, but in different forms of racing as well. So we may just see Gavin Harlan on top of the box today with his first win.
Down to the final turn, they come on lap number 7, and the bits and pieces from Greg Gardner's truck still there as Robbie Gordon puts it down the inside, just enough room, and now they'll go side by side to complete another lap.
Look at the gap already in between Harlan, Gordon, Creed, Brabham, Morris, and then dropping back. So there we got our top guys. They are starting to check out right now. They're grabbing a gear that maybe some of the other competitors can't find right now with these last few laps to go. The faster guys have made it through the pack, and now it's the top guys, the most ability, the most talent. They're out front, and this is why. And I think we're going to see them pulling a bit of a lead on the rest of the pack here. As Gavin Harlan, that Royal Purple truck, big old torque wheelie for our top 5 trucks right there. How exciting is that to see them all? Chassis all twisted up.
You know what we've learned from the first few laps here is usually when we go to street courses, out comes the competition caution for the final time now, is that usually the guys that will start from the back would take their time to get through the field. You notice how much pressure and
can't do it.
They have to do it now from the start. There's not much room to pass here, if that makes sense. Much narrower track, but there isn't really a chance to get some momentum.
You're 120% correct there. Normally you will see that, and they'll spend a little time behind the driver and be maybe a little kinder. Here they can't. It's just like, you know, the pressure's on. They're like, I gotta go, you know, and they have to get going. They cannot wait around, and you see why. I mean, we're coming down now for the last little bit. I'm surprised actually that we went into this comp caution, seeing that we did have the caution with the Dtis rollover. I would have thought for sure that would have been the last and final, but we are up and running now. This is going to be an all-out sprint, 9 of 12 laps. Gavin Harlan out in front, Gordon in second, Sheldon Creed, he tries to dive the inside in the Safecraft safety equipment truck. Right behind him, it is DeVilbiss, driver right there of Matty Brabham. Brad's got his sights set. He's got the speed. He was the fast qualifier from this morning. He brought home the money this morning. He brought home the 5 points. Now he needs to get up on the podium.
Gordon pushing the teenager along as they climb to the top, and here comes the showstopper to join it in. Both these guys between them have 4 championships in the Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck Series since its inception back in 2013, and this young guy just wants to win a race.
Well, and look at Harlan. I don't think he's not panicking. You see him go a little bit wide there, kind of show an open door to Gordon things. I don't think he's doing it because he's making a mistake. He's being calm and he's not scrubbing any speed. He's saying, I know you're back there, but I'm up here. I've got open track. I can pick the lines that I want to pick. I have the speed to stay in front of you, and that's what he's doing, and he's running really well. Impressive job for Gavin Harlan.
Make your own arrangements, in other words. Down to the turn one they go again. And down the inside goes Brabham. Caught Creed napping, and they come together. Rare you see these two make contact, but it's happened this time.
Teammates no longer as they were last year. Now they are completely on separate sides of the whole Super Truck spectrum. And he gets in there and says, move out of my way. I don't care if I got to swap paint, spin you out, whatever I got to do. I'm moving forward. Brabham is on the move.
On board with the dude. So he's ahead now of Milburn. And Richardson has dropped right to the back. Now down the inside goes Gordon and shoves him out the way.
Gordon gets in there a little bit. He shows him the open door a little bit. He did it before. Harlan used that exact same line before, but Gordon wasn't quite close enough to take advantage of it. This time that extra meter or two or a couple feet that he was up on him made all the difference in the world. Now Robbie Gordon out front. Does Harlan have the speed to stay with him? I think so. Does he have what it takes to get around him? That's a whole other ball of wax.
Here's the return serve. So they're 15 all between Creed and Brabham, who has to avoid the ramp because 3 and a 2 don't go across the top of the Toyota Tyres ramp. And down to the bottom, Harlan doesn't give it up here, and now Morris pushes his way down the inside.
Pushes inside, wow! 3 wide right there, and not the cleanest driving, and it's done on purpose. No one's making a mistake. We saw Brabham get to the inside on Creed earlier, moved him out of the way. Creed says, hey, I'm gonna race you the way you're racing me. He moved him out of the way. Dude dives the inside, moved both of them out of the way. Now they're slopping paint, and no one's saying sorry. And this is all planned. No one's like, oh, my bad. They're doing this on purpose, moving each other out of the way, bumper to bumper, swapping paint, and racing like whatever the opposite of a gentleman is. That's what they're doing right now, and they're doing it on purpose, and it's making for some wild Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck racing.
So yesterday was wild, albeit we had the big crash. Today, there's a lot of heat in the kitchen as Robbie Gordon comes around. Gavin Harlan hasn't given up on this one. The white flag is flying down. 1 lap to go around Barbagallo Raceway.
Look at that camera angle as these guys are all pinned out. Wild ride. White flag is flying. Gordon goes to the inside. Late apex for him. Brabham to the inside of Creed. Clean pass, able to get in there. Outbreaks Creed. It is DeVilbiss over the top of Safecraft safety equipment. Creed to the inside, mows the lawn. Not able to get the line.
That was good. He moved across, anticipating that Creed was going to be there. Creed around the outside. Don't think he can do it there. They stay side by side. If he can do this, he'll have the better line into the next turn.
Oh, how many times have we seen this battle? It's like they're racing for the lead, and the dude gets in the mix. The Ridge Rider, the 70-67 right there, he's in there as well. Now this is slowed to back up. Travis Milburn is now part of it. He's in the True Fuel 50-1. He's in the mix as well as these guys are back and forth. What a battle right now for third place.
And down to the final turn, Harlan looking for a last corner lunge on Robbie Gordon. This will be sensational if he can do it. He's in the box seat. It's going to be a drag race to the checkered flag. They hit the ramp, but Gordon is going to do it by a truck length.
Looks like Gordon, Harlan, grab him, and maybe the dude got up on Creed right there. What
He
what
did.
a race right there. That was a 4-truck race just for third place alone right there. So great driving for them. But let's talk about Harlan. He did get passed by Robbie Gordon, but Gordon did not check out. Couldn't check out him. Amazing run for the young man.
Almost got it done, but Robbie Gordon picks up his first win in Perth. Harlan, great job in second place there. Matt Brabham from the middle of the pack finishes in third. Morris from 11th got up to fourth. Then it was Creed, Milburn, Gartner, Dtis, Robinson, and Bill Hines in race number 2 of the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks here in Perth.